What's up, Dunkaholics? It's Wayne Duncan, No Vision Duncan, and we're here with year 5 of the Madden 24 Los Angeles Rams realistic rebuild. As you tune into part 4, we failed at getting back to the Super Bowl, yet alone we failed to get back to the playoffs. So now we find ourselves in a situation where it is year 5, it is Super Bowl or nothing. We also lost Cooper Kupp to retirement, and we lost Rob Havenstein to retirement. So two veterans of the team not making it the full 5 years of the rebuild. And we are going to meet the roster, the team, the squad here before preseason, so you can see what this Rams team looks like without a Cooper Kupp and without a Rob Havenstein at tackle. At quarterback, though, it remains the same. Corbin Nowak, who finally got up to star dev, and when you look at the season he had, I mean, he's gotten better every year. Passing yards, I mean, the touchdowns went down a little bit, picks around the same area, but he gets better every year. Maybe he'll be able to, surpass the 4,000 yards mark, get back to 30 plus touchdowns, cut down on the picks even more, get in the MVP conversation. But now that he has that shiny silver dev trait, no longer that boring brown normal dev trait, he should have an even better season than he has had the past 3 seasons. We still got Gardner Minshew as the backup, and then we drafted this guy Logan Fisher just to fill out the quarterback depth chart. At running back, though, which was a big problem last year, Devin Vasher went down with injury, I believe, like in the preseason. We no longer have Kyron Williams. The running back market in free agency wasn't that strong, so we brought in Go Hawks, Zach Charbonnet. Him and Vasher hopefully can be a 1-2 punch combo. And then we drafted, I think, this guy Chris Dorsey this season, or this past draft, and then this guy last season, Chuck Andrews. At fullback, we still have Isaiah Dunn. At receiver, though, no more Cooper Kupp, but just like Puka Nacua did in real life the first 3 or 4 games when Cooper Kupp was on IR, he's going to have to be Cooper Kupp for us. He is going to have to be our wide receiver 1. And what really sucks is the Madden title update just came out, and they moved around some of the superstar X factors and the superstar dev traits. And Puka Nacua was one of them. He got the superstar dev trait, and we had already started this Rams rebuild. So just imagine if we had started, after the update, and he had superstar, dev trait already. He never got upgraded to at least star during this whole thing. But I think with him being the wide receiver 1, he should be able to, if we make the playoffs or even make the Super Bowl or get the Super Bowl week, he should be able to get up to at least a star dev. He's still a high overall 86. We've been able to develop him on the normal dev, but if he had the superstar dev, man, it would have, rapidly went up, at a fast rate. And I'm not going to finesse. I'm not going to go in and edit him and, make him a superstar. It is what it is. We're just going to deal with it. But he is going to be our wide receiver 1. Peter Cobb, who kind of outplayed Puka Nacua last season, will now be in that Puka Nacua role as wide receiver 2. And then Griffin will be in that Peter Cobb role as wide receiver 3. We also brought in Marquez Callaway. We drafted this guy in the draft, so he adds depth to the team. Then at tight end, still brought back Tyler Higbee, but Colin Cunningham, he's going to be the starter this season. I think they split, where Higbee was the starter for like the first 3 or 4 games, and then Colin is going to be the starter from week 1 in the regular season. Then at left tackle, still got Dredrick Wills, brought in Jalen Duncan, love the last name. Guard Kenny Wan, who's kind of going to get bent over here, because we have Steve Avila, right? We have our center, Patrick Cameron, going into his 3rd season. They brought in Connor McGovern, went to college in Missouri. The Rams used to be in St. Louis. Guard, we got Kevin Dotson. And then at right tackle, no more Havenstein. So I didn't want to sign him really, but because the way this rebuild has went, we were able to, sign our veterans to deals, all of our younger players. We still had over like $80 million to spend, bro, and there was nothing really in free agency. So we had to spend the money somewhere, especially with us going into year 5, the last season. We brought in Ronnie Stanley, which kind of screws over Kenny Wan, but he'll be our swing guard, our 6th offensive lineman, have him playing the long snapper. He was in the Lineman of the Year awards. Usually, I figured out if you put someone in the long snapper and they're a backup lineman and they give up no sacks from like the special team plays, they can win Lineman of the Year and get a dev trait upgrade. That's a cheesy way. That's a cheesy way, to get a dev trait for your lineman. Y'all take notes. Put one of your backup or even a starter at long snapper. They don't give up sacks. They we'll win that Lineman of the Year award. But we got Ronnie Stanley. He was one of our big free agent signings. Devontae Burgess, who has become our Aaron Donald partner in crime. We were able to develop him. He was a normal dev. Really proud of him. Had a breakout season last season with 12 TFLs, 8.5 sacks. He had 10 his first season as a rookie. So Antonio Massey, I think we just signed him as an undrafted free agent just to back up Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, the last one left. Stafford retired on us. Cooper Kupp, Havenstein retired on us. He is the last one standing, and we would love to get him back to another Super Bowl, which would be like his fourth Super Bowl appearance. Because we went to one year 3, and then they went to 2 in real life, winning 1 and losing 1. But Aaron Donald, the last of the last. You got Kobe Turner still here at nose tackle. Left edge will be Sean McClin. He had another good season, just like his rookie season last season. Ernest Jones at middle linebacker. Kendrick Watford, who I still feel sad for because he got robbed of his superstar dev trade his rookie season, but still a star linebacker. And then we got Byron Young on the right side, who went up. A lot of our normal dev players went up to star dev, so that was one of the positives that we took from our 8 and 9 missing the playoffs last season. And then we drafted this guy, Gene Carlson, to back him up. Aaron Sneed, Tracy Brown, Kobe Durant remain our corners. So does Travius Hodges Tomlinson. We brought in David Long Jr. just to fill out the depth chart. Another reason why I signed David Long, I could have sworn that the middle linebacker, whose name is also David Long Jr., funny, but I could have sworn David Long played for the Rams, but he only played for Miami and I believe Tennessee. But that was another reason why I signed David Long. But Matthew Taylor going into his second season at free safety. Corey Robinson, loved the last name, going into his third season. And then I didn't want to do it to Jordan Fuller, but when we started this rebuild of the Rams, we had like 4 safeties. We had Russ Yeast, we had Quentin Lake, we had Jordan Fuller here, we had John Johnson III. Well, now we find ourselves in that situation again where we have Kyle Duggar, Jordan Fuller, Matthew Taylor, and then even this guy, Justin Scarborough, who we drafted last season, got hurt in the preseason. But he had a hidden dev. I believe he was a star. Of course, he loses it because he didn't play. But he was a star dev, hidden rookie. So, we get deeper at safety, and then we got Luke at kicker, and then Jeff Peak at punter. But is that all? Yeah, so we need a new team captain because of the retirements to both Havenstein and Cooper Kupp. So we need two new team captains, actually. Aaron Donald is already one of them. Ernest Jones is already one of them. Who, maybe Kobe Durant for the secondary. But we also have Jordan Fuller as a team captain. Maybe Luke, he won the Kicker of the Year award so far. I think what we're going to do is maybe Puka Nacua. I know we have Tyler Higbee. Let's do Puka Nacua. He's going to have to lead the wide receiver room. And then we're going to do our quarterback, our young quarterback. He has taken us to the Super Bowl his second season. We're going to put trust in our quarterback wide receiver duo. We're not going to do training camp for this final season. We've done enough of it. Done it damn near every year for this rebuild. We have some upgrade players. Just auto upgrade that. And if I get kicked out during this video, it's because the Madden servers have been ass. They have been trash. They have been garbage since that title update. It just keeps kicking me out. So if that happens, we're just going to have to deal with it. It took me a while to even, I'm even nervous now to start simulating because it just kept kicking me out. Just kept kicking me out when I was trying to sign players, when I was going over the roster, when I was fixing the depth chart. Just kept kicking me out. But let's simulate this first preseason game against the Las Vegas Raiders. See if we can get a win here. And I don't think we won a preseason game at all during this whole rebuild. I can't remember the last time we did. But doesn't determine everything, and we're going to continue to look just at our stats. But Gardner Minshew didn't play well. Novak on his 5 attempts threw a touchdown. Vasher gets a touchdown. Him and Charbonnet going to split carries. Puka Nacua, 100 yards. No sacks given up from the offensive line. A sack for Burgess, a sack for Kobe Turner, half a sack for both Brown and Watford and Fuller and McClin, and a pick for Jordan Fuller. 2 extra pointers made from the kicker, Lucas Havrasik. And we take on the Bengals. And see how it paused there? I thought it was going to kick me out. And we lose a close one, 17-14 to the Bengals. And going over just our stats. I'm only going to do this for the preseason because that's what the preseason is about, the stats and who wins the job. Nowak, 3 of 8, no picks, no touchdowns. Gardner Minshew throws a touchdown, but another interception. This time Charbonnet gets a touchdown. These two really close on who's going to be the starter once the season starts. And then we have Kobe Turner getting a sack, no picks, no field goals, just 2 extra pointers again. Now we go into the final preseason game where we take on the Jaguars, who are also 0-2. Something's got to give. And we win 24-21. We do have to cut 10 players. Those will most likely be 10 practice squad players. And we have Gardner Minshew and Novak both playing well. And it looks like Charbonnet, but the average for Vasher was a little bit better. Puka Nacua was really good. Aaron Donald, the only one not playing in the preseason. I think Ernest Jones, we also benched him. Byron Young, Burgess with sacks. No picks all preseason. Finally get a field goal in there. And we'll take a look at the final stats for the preseason to determine the order of the depth chart. We know Corbin Nowak is going to be QB1. Now, Zach Charbonnet had more yards, had 9 more yards, but he also had 5 more carries. They both had touchdowns. Vasher, had the better average, but he was hurt last season. But we brought in Charbonnet because he wanted to be a starter, behind K9 in Seattle. So I don't know who to start, but Puka Nacua is going to start, of course. He's going to be our Cooper Kupp. Only Stanley and Jalen Duncan giving up sacks. We had 2 sacks for Kobe Turner, a pick for Jordan Fuller. We didn't miss a field goal. Now it's time to demote some of these guys to the PS, to the P squad. And let's do that now. So we don't need 3 quarterbacks. Logan Fisher, he will move to the PS. We also don't need all these running backs. So this guy, Bawden, will move to the PS. Receivers are fine. This Springs, 6'2", 234. Move him to the practice squad. We have our tight ends. We have our offensive linemen. I only like to keep 10 linemen. 2 at each position on the O-line. So we don't need all these other guards. We'll have extras if we have any injuries. We can just promote them from the practice squad. Then at right tackle, we should be fine. Defensive end, don't need Joe Gaither. We'll release him. That's another thing they need to change. Like in franchise mode, you can't put anybody on the practice squad if their experience is like 2 years or more. But we've seen that in real life where the players or the team sign these players that are veterans. They'll sign them to the practice squad first before bringing them to the active roster. I would love to see that feature added in Madden 25. Still can't wait to see what they're going to call Madden 25 as we had Madden 25 before. I think back in the year, what was that, 2014? It was Madden 25. Can't remember. It was one of Barry Sanders on the cover. Anyway, that's besides the point. But we are going to move this guy to the practice squad, Brett Davis. Some of these nose tackles that we have are kind of built like Aaron Donald. I know that Burgess is a little bit heavier, but we'll move Patrick Bartell. See, 2 years experience, release, can't put him on the practice squad. And then we have all these linebackers. Brenton Hayden can get released. We should be fine on the edge. I like this Taylor Hills guy, not bad, but gonna release him. And then we should be fine at corner. We don't have a lot of corners. That's surprising. They usually sign a lot of them. And then safety, we should be fine. And we have an extra kicker. If we have one player left to be cut, we know who it is, and we actually don't. We could keep 2 kickers on the roster if we chose to, but we are not going to do that. We are going to cut Chad Brandt, and we should have an open spot for the roster. I'll just check out the free agents because it is week 3 of the preseason. There might be some different names in there. Somebody like Tyler Lockett who we could bring in, but I'm not gonna screw my receivers that have been waiting to come in and play. Tyler Boyd as a slot could fill that slot role, but he would be our wide receiver 4. So I kind of don't want to do that. He would add depth to the team. Hunter Renfrow, same thing. Could bring Gerald Everett back to the Rams. But I don't really see anybody here that I'm interested in signing. Leonard Williams, Matthew Judon, we could bring back. We don't have a backup left outside linebacker. So why not? Let's bring Judon back. He's been on the team the past couple of seasons, but we are going to give the full reins to our left edge. But we're gonna upgrade the team really quick, set up the depth chart, adjust the lineup, and get ready for the final season as we kick off the season against. Man, every week 1 game we've had has been a division game. Then we play the Cardinals right after, so we get to see right away how we play in this division early on. But quarterback 1 will be Nowak. Running back will be Vasher got hurt last season. We're gonna go Charbonnet, not Seahawks bias. Gonna go Charbonnet. And then fullback we're gonna go Dunn, Higbee, and guess this guy. Receiver will be Puka Nacua, Cobb, Griffin, Pierman, Callaway, Higbee, and then Cunningham, Higbee. Offensive line should be set as it should. It's just on this guard spot we're going to put Wand as the backup, and then right tackle we're going to put Wand as the backup. Left end will be Burgess. Right end we know is Aaron Donald, Kobe Turner. Left we're going to make sure that it is McClin this season. Middle will be Ernest Jones, Watford. Right will be Byron Young. Corner will be I guess Kobe Durant. We can go Snead. Kobe Durant's getting up there in age. You can let the 2 young guns step up over him. And then Taylor, Duggar. We got Jordan Fuller who needs to get involved somehow. So we got Pierman, Griffin. We're going to go Griffin. And we're going to go Hodges Tomlinson. And then we're going to go Hodges Tomlinson. And we're going to go Griffin. Kickoff start will be Peak. We'll give it a peak this season. Give it a peak. We've been doing Haversick. And then Juan will be the long snapper, and then I guess the backup will make Connor McGovern. That's how you use your extra lineman. Vasher will be the 3rd down back. Power back will be, of course, Charbonnet. And then Vasher, slot receiver, will be Puka Nacua. He's going to get all the touches, so that gives him an even better shot at, having a Cooper Kupp type season. And then we're going to go McClin and Judon, and on the right, it will be Byron Young. Rush D tackle will be Aaron Donald, Turner, and Burgess. Sub linebackers will be Ernest Jones, Jordan Fuller, and Wofford. And then slot corner will be Tracy Brown. Actually, it will be Kobe Durant. Actually, let's do Tracy Brown. And then we'll do Jordan Fuller. And let's do Hodges Tomlinson. That way we get Jordan Fuller involved. He's going to be playing a little bit of linebacker. Going to be playing a little bit of slot corner. Yeah, we'll do that. Tracy Brown's cornerback 2, and then put him in the slot. It's going to get more, Kobe Durant. Him and him will flip out slot and, second corner. But this season is all about, I don't even care if we win the NFC West. We know this division is always tough. I always think my NFC West division is the best. I mean, we look at the team. Like the 49ers have been in the Super Bowl recently. The Rams have been in the Super Bowl recently. My Seahawks have been to a couple. Even the Cardinals, that Steelers one. This division is always tough. The 49ers are the cream of the crop right now. The season goal is, though, Super Bowl or nothing for us. We need to win the Super Bowl, need to get there, but we need to make the playoffs first. So whether we don't win the division or we do win the division, draft class really doesn't matter because we're not going to be doing the draft. Contract negotiations, in year 5 doesn't matter. But let's see if we can get a win. Week 1 at home against the 49ers. We're at 83 overall, 84 defense, 83 offense. See if we can get the dub. And we can't. 21-10. as this offense on Monday Night Football too, as this offense is going to look a lot different without Havenstein at tackle, without Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. Nowak still played well. Brock Purdy, another one of those players that got another quarterback that got superstar dev in the update. I think it was him and maybe Tua that got him. I don't think Purdy should have got one. Could have left him at star. Tua, on the other hand, I'm okay with. Charbonnet, almost 50 yards rushing. 7-yard carry for Vasher. Are we just better off with Vasher? Puka Nacua did have a touchdown, though. So did Deebo Samuel. Aaron Banks gave up 2 sacks for their team to Burgess and Kobe Turner. We had no picks. We had a field goal made. It was a 45-yarder, but we walk out with an L. Now we have another division home game against the Arizona Cardinals. We need to win this one. We can't fall behind. Don't know who Demarius Bradford is, but have fun in Minnesota. And the Cardinals won. Every other team won their game in the NFC West except us. We're the loners. So let's change that. And we do. 24-21. We get the W against the Arizona Cardinals. And how we do? Well, we damn sure couldn't stop the run. They ran all over us, but we passed all over them. We did not turn the ball over. Nowak already off to a great start. Charbonnet with a touchdown. Vasher's having a better average, man. We might have to change the star running back position. Puka Nacua, though, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is going to be that Cooper Kupp. He's going to have to play that Cooper Kupp role. Aaron Donald's going to be Aaron Donald. Kyle Duggar, our free agent, signing with an interception already. Second game into the season. And I might have to make a change at running back. Maybe Charbonnet. Injury. Who is it? Broken toe, Byron Young. We got Matt Judon. So thank God we signed Matt Judon, right? Thank God we just signed Matt Judon. I am going to make a change at running back because I'm just seeing a little bit more explosiveness from Vasher, who's been kind of like up and down. So we're going to go with Vasher. He's healthy this season. He was banged up all season, so he gets a second shot. We've given these running backs chance after chance, whether it was Kyron Williams, whether it was this Vasher dude. We've given them chances, to become that starter again. Just because we benched him for a season wasn't the end for them. But it looks like the running game did not change. Did not change. We didn't even give a carry to Charbonnet, but Peter Cobb, our leading receiver, touchdown for Puka Nacua. He has been a touchdown machine. Cameron, our center, gave up 2 sacks, but Burgess, McLean, Aaron Donald, the defense gets pressure. If y'all looking for a 3-4 defense that can get to the quarterback, I advise the Rams. I think the Steelers are a good one. I think maybe Buffalo's a good one, but the Rams, their defensive playbook in the 3-4 isn't bad. They get sacks. We have another injury. It's to the defense. It's to the linebacker core. Broken finger, and then we lose Massey. He's a backup. Broke his collarbone, out 4 weeks. So a couple of pieces on defense. Injured. We have the 49ers. They beat us already. This is a revenge game. They're 1-2. My Seahawks are undefeated at 3-0. Can we get the win against San Francisco? We cannot. 35-30, high scoring game, really close, but we get swept by the 49ers. We ran the ball, though. We just turned the ball over, and that turnover, maybe it cost us the game. Brock Purdy, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Might be a superstar dev anyway. But Vasher, 65 yards rushing, okay. Charbonnet with the touchdown. Puka Nacua, a $146 and a touchdown. Touchdown for Cobb. We got a sack for AD. 3 for 3 from Haversick. But we are now 1-3, not off to a good start, not looking like a playoff team, looking like bottom of the division. We have more injuries. We're getting an injury bug in the worst year possible. Stanley, who's supposed to be our Havenstein replacement, another broken something. Oh, and the other tackle pulled his groin. So, we have decent backups. I think left tackle we have Jalen Duncan, and then we have... Who do we have at right tackle? Oh, we got Kenny Wan, so he'll get a chance to play, and then Jalen Duncan's going to have to get in. We'll put Connor McGovern behind him. Connor McGovern is a better run blocker, right? So, yeah, we got some depth on the O-line, so them guys are going to come back. It's not like they're out for the season. Didn't peep that we had another roster spot, 52 out of 53. But we are just getting killed with injuries. We're getting killed with these losses, 21-17. to the Green Bay Packers. We ran the ball, we passed the ball. We're finding balance on the offense. We just can't find a way to win these games. We gave up 5 sacks. I mean, both of our tackles go down, so that makes sense. Puka Nacua has had a touchdown in every game so far this season. And look at that. The 2 new starters on the O-line giving up the most sacks. Taylor, our free safety, he gets the interception. Kicker, Haversick, looking like the kicker of the year that he was a couple of years ago. And we have a chance to put an end to my beloved Seattle Seahawks undefeated streak. They're 5-0 right now. Can we make them 5-1? No, we cannot, because we lose 31-10. We are 1-5, looking to have our worst season so far in this rebuild. And if we lose one more game, I'm going to have to do Aaron Donald a favor. He is not going to end, because he most likely we would continue this. He probably will retire after this season, right? Are we at the trading block? 5-0 Ravens, right? Let's see. You got the Jaguars, right? You got the Seahawks. You got the Ravens. You got the Lions. You got the Bengals. Where are the Chiefs and like the Bills? Where are those teams, right? They're 3-3, right? So I think the Jaguars, Seahawks, and Ravens, right? I'm going to look at their D-line. And we play the Ravens, too. So let's look at the Ravens and their D-line. They have Justin Matabuki, Alex Wright, and then they have Jonathan Grenard. Who they have at D tackle? Some guy they drafted, right? 2 guys that they drafted. The other team is the Seahawks. They have Milton Williams, Dayo, Felix Anaduke Uzama. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars have a guy named Shaq Peck, Grady Jarrett, and then Devon Hamilton, who was injured. Who do the Chiefs have? Chris Jones, George Karlaftis. Are they're a 4-3, right? I would love to trade them to the Juggernaut Chiefs. They beat us in the Super Bowl. Are the Chiefs a 3-4? I think they're a 4-3, right? Yeah, I think they're a 4-3. So it comes down to the Ravens. And you know what? Since we're already in Baltimore, it would be easy to just trade them to Baltimore. I'm going to do Aaron Donald a favor. I know this is like me giving up on the season, but let's see what offers are out there for Aaron Donald. All right. Bears, Broncos, damn near every team wants him. Right? But the teams that are winning, because I would love for him to at least get another ring. Oh, these are not. Oh, the Seahawks. Let's trade him within the division, though. They would give us Tutu Atwell back. They are undefeated. But I don't know if I trust them more than I would trust one of those AFC teams like the Ravens, the Chiefs. Chiefs probably aren't a scheme fit. They would have to move him into defensive tackle, right? Which we could do. Move him into defensive tackle and then trade him to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to do it. I'm going to move him to defensive tackle. I'm going to pair him up with Chris Jones, and the Chiefs are going to dominate the AFC. They're going to come back from that 3-3 record. And I can't believe I'm doing this. But I said, even though I didn't have a chance to do it with Stafford, I didn't do it with Cooper Kupp, didn't do it with Rob Havenstein, but I'm going to do it with, and I hope they have cap room for this. They don't have the damn cap room for this. They're going to have to give me, I'm going to have to eat somebody's contract. They don't have the money for it. They don't have the damn money for it. Well, can't do the Chiefs. Do any of these teams have? See if the Ravens do. Who the hell are the Nighthawks? Somebody actually relocated? Myles Garrett, the Browns. Browns relocated. Um, see if the Ravens, they don't have cap space. Jaguars don't have cap space. See, I mean, the Texans, none of these teams have cap space to take on Aaron Donald's. I mean, only the losing teams do, which is annoying. Uh, Falcons, 49ers, they're in the division. The Giants, I mean, the Jags, we could try. I mean, they are undefeated, right? I mean, if they gave me Grady Jarrett, we give them Aaron Donald. Who else could they give us? Who else could they throw in the deal? Be funny if the Jags go on to win the Super Bowl. They could give me Ryan Neal. We don't need another safety though. I have to figure this out. Let's trade him away. I want to do the Chiefs, right? And I want to do the first round pick. And I'll put them over the side. So 12 mil. They could give me this Alex Foster guy, right? We need help at running back. They could give me, it's going to be tough to, Rasheed Rice, no. Joe Thuney, no. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, man, their offensive line is just outstanding. They could give me George Karlaftis. Because they have this Kyrie guy. Dubois. Who do we have at right outside linebacker? We have Byron Young, right? We have Leo Chanel. Cam Bynum. Justin Reed. Okay. They would have to give us George Karlaftis, a running back. I would take their second and like a future third. How would that still makes no sense? It makes no sense. Would it be easier just giving them to the Ravens? They're about the same damn cap space. Quarterback's just making too much money. I mean, Justin Matabuki. They will have this Andrew Stevens guy. And then they would have, oh, you can give me Jonathan Grenard. Problem solved. Problem solved. He will be a Baltimore Raven We will play the Ravens, so we're going to play Aaron Donald. We're going to move his position back to right end, and we're just going to take on Jonathan Grenard's contract. Still can't believe I'm doing this. But we're going to trade Aaron Donald. We're not winning. And if we're not going to make the playoffs, why waste his career? Why waste his most, possible final season? And he can go out in the playoffs, chasing another ring. So we're going to trade him to Baltimore. And let's see, Aaron Donald. You give me, and I don't trade a lot, so sometimes it takes me a minute to pull off some of these trades that involve, the other team not having enough damn cap space. Do they have any running backs for us? Because we need a running back. Got this guy. They drafted a really good running back to go with Lamar Jackson. Anybody else that's like a cap casualty? I mean, this tackle, but he's their best tackle. It's just Lamar making all the money, Marlon Humphrey making all the money. We got Marcus Williams making all the money, Kyle Hamilton making all the money, Justin Tucker making all the money. Okay, still got $7 million, right? Would they have to give me Matabuki to make this work? They have this Wallace dude, Andrews, but they need Matabuki to make this trade make sense. Who the hell could they give me? Nobody. Unless it's like Marcus Williams. But I don't want Marcus Williams. I don't want Kyle Hamilton. I just want draft picks. So we tried the Chiefs. We've tried the Jags, right? We have not tried the Seahawks. Got Sam Howell making all that money. We're gonna have to take Tutu Atwell back. He's going to the Seahawks. He's going within the division. I'm just gonna make this work. So you give us a second round pick, third round pick next year. We'll take Tutu Atwell off your hands, and that should make it work. I probably should have just took the one that the Seahawks offered me in the trade finder, but Aaron Donald, now a member of the Seattle Seahawks, we trade him within the division, but they're winning, and him, Felix Andubuike, Milton Williams with Jalen Phillips, this Miles Matthews guy, this Thomas Ross guy who's down, but they have Derek Hall still. Their secondary should still be, still got Jamal Adams. Then their offense, looks like they just lost Tutu Atwell. Sam Howell's doing his thing, so we trade him to the Seahawks. I know we've seen in division trades before. They're 6-0, damn it. So we don't have Aaron Donald now. We're 1-5. We're playing the Ravens. We're probably going to be 1-6 anyway. As the mock draft 2 is getting prepared. Yeah, 1-6. And let's look at, I didn't take a look at Aaron Donald in the Seattle Seahawks uniform. Boy, doesn't look that bad, does it? Still got the best jerseys in the league, by the way. Don't get it twisted. We still got the best jerseys in the league. But we lose 35-17 after trading away. You see Sam Howell in the top 3 quarterbacks passing yards. But we passed it. We did give up 35 points. The Ravens were a team that we were trying to trade them to. The money just didn't work. Just didn't work out. So we gave him in the division an opportunity to help a team get to a Super Bowl and win. It's going to be any team within the division I trade him to. It is going to be my Seahawks. Man, the 49ers, I didn't even think of that. But what's their record? They're 4-3. But they probably damn sure don't have enough money for it. Now we got the Bengals. I know this season it's going to be a wash. It's just going to be a waste. 14-24. Nowak is playing really good. Puka Nacua is playing really good. It's just we got off to a bad start and we fell too far behind, and we realized that's a move. That's why I say this is as real as it gets when it comes to realistic. I don't care if this is the final season. I'm still gonna make realistic moves. If that was happening in real life, they trade Aaron Donald to a team that is a Super Bowl contender. That is a contender right now in the season. Our season's going nowhere. He's at the end of his career. We're not looking probably to bring him back. We're going to rebuild. We're going to tear it down. We lost Cooper Kupp. We lost Stafford. We lost Havenstein. Novak goes for 4 touchdowns. Just realized we just beat the Eagles. Vasher goes for 133. Hold on. We're talking like this is over. 3 touchdowns for Cobb. We're talking like this is already over. We could probably go on a run here. Ernest Jones, Judon, Ernest Jones. We could still go on a little winning streak and sneak into the playoffs. The season's not over. It's not over. We are 2-7. That win kind of saved our season. Seahawks are 6-2 since getting Aaron Donald. Did we just sabotage them? What if we actually traded Aaron Donald to them and he's like tearing them down from within, helping us? We have a breakout wide receiver, linebacker, and running back in the same week. I think Cobb was the first one. I wasn't really paying attention. Ernest Jones is the linebacker. Who's the running back? Vasher? He had 133 yards. And a breakout quarterback. I have 4 breakout scenarios. Quarterback, running back, receiver, and linebacker all in the same week. Watch we don't hit any of them. Watch we go 0 for 4. Watch we go 0 for 4. Watch us. Watch us go 0 for 4. Watch us go 0 for 4. I've never seen 4 of them trigger like that in the same week. Maybe 2 or 3, not 4. And we play the Seahawks week 11. 24-7, lose to the Cardinals. That probably did it for our season right there. Get a chance to play Aaron Donald now. 7-24. Let's see. Nowak is playing like an MVP. Yeah, I don't think quarterback probably, but the receiver and running back definitely didn't hit it. What about Ernest Jones? Just tackle. Yeah, I think we went 0 for 4. I think we went 0 for 4, bro. I don't even have to look. We'll look at Ernest Jones. I know the other 3 didn't hit, but it doesn't even say. I think the linebacker was the first one. So look at this one. Okay, that's probably the offense. I think Ernest Jones was actually the second one, right? Yeah, so we'll look at the second one. I'm not going to look at the quarterback. Yeah, no, we went 0 for 4. I'll just take it as it is. We went 0 for 4. We are 2-8, I believe. We got the 7-2, so the Seahawks get their first win with Aaron Donald. Look at that defense, 87 now. And close game. Real close game. Sam Howell still in the top 3. They're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to win the division. And, I mean, we ran on them. They just passed all over us. How are they passing that much with the Seahawks playbook? I've done like so many different like franchises offline with the Seahawks. I know we don't throw for those numbers. But, I don't know. Maybe they changed it. The update. Did the update, let me know in the comments, did the update change in like playbook simulations? Like, did they change my Seahawks playbook to throw more? I don't know. But Jedrick Wills gave up 3 sacks. Aaron Donald had 2 of those. Tracy Brown with 2 picks. Ernest Jones with a pick. Of course, he gets it the week after his dev trait scenario. Of course, he gets it the week after. Of course, he gets it the week after. Breakout DB, probably Tracy. Just had 2 picks. It is Tracy Brown. He's playing in our slot. He's our cornerback too. And we're 2-9. Our season is over. The best we can go is 8-9, which will be a repeat of last season. 2 new injuries. I don't even have to look at it. Battle of the 2-8 and 2-9. It looks like the Cardinals just hawked down the Seahawks. We just got a win, 10-6. over the Titans. I think in prime time, too. So we're not giving up. Kyron Williams revenge game. He was the leading rusher out of both teams. Don't know who that Lauderdale is guy. But we got a lot of sacks without Aaron Donald. 3 sacks for Judon, who's probably playing over McClin. Doesn't really matter at this point, but I mean, with us losing, McClin should be playing. He was the damn starter. Byron Young might still be out, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did this. Yeah, they did that. They did it. They did it. They did it. This should be McClin, and this should be Byron Young. But doesn't really matter. Get a late bye week. Probably should have gave us one earlier in the season. 14-17, we lose to the Minnesota Vikings. We just never was able to beat that quarterback. He made us rule the day that we did not decide to trade up for him. Nowak took us to a Super Bowl, though. I don't think the Vikings went to the Super Bowl. Nick Chubb, screw you. I hope you heal in real life with that horrible leg injury. But he screwed us in that free agency. We signed him. He makes a big difference. 2 touchdowns. Shout out to the fullbacks. Fullbacks matter. But Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, they did their thing against us. Steve Avila was bad that game. And defense just didn't do anything. Just like the team isn't doing anything. I mean, I think I knew we peaked once we got to that Super Bowl in year 3. That was our chance to win it. We just ran into, the Chiefs. Got the 6-7 Bucks, and we win. And I think, we're just gonna simulate to the end of the season. I mean, the season's over. Lose that game, we're gonna get fired, most likely anyway, to end the video. And we get a chance to play the new team. What are they? The Night something. Got a new purple team. No longer just the Ravens and the Vikings, formerly as the Browns. But we're gonna finish last in the division. But see if we can go 6-11, or we're gonna go 5-12. And I don't know what happened because No Vision Duncan, not Wank Duncan, No Vision Duncan was fired, just like Sean McVay was. But looking at the leaders, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, got Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Tajay Spears up there. Okay, taking over the reins for Derrick Henry. You got DK, Chris Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, Aiden Hutchinson, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, Isaiah Rodgers, Patrick Surtain, PS2, and then J.C. Horn, Tremaine Edmonds, Drew Sanders, and Walter Wilkinson. Looking at the stats for the Rams, and we'll take a look at Aaron Donald on the Seahawks too. Might as well. Yeah, did they change? Maybe the Seahawks got a new coach or a new offensive coordinator, or they switched their playbook or something, because we don't do those passing numbers in the simulation. I don't know. But let's take a look at Aaron Donald, what he did for them. 12 TFLs, 11.5 sacks. Okay. And then looking at the Rams, passing, I mean, great touchdown intercept. 22 passing touchdowns, though. I mean, no Cooper Kupp. His passing yards went down. I think that's the least he's done since he got drafted by us. The offensive line, though, only 23 sacks. That's really good. So shout out to the O-line. They balled out. Vasher was really good. 8 yards shy of 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaged 4.3. He did have a fumble, but he had a 55-yard run. But he did not start the first 3 games. So we start him those games, maybe he gets 1,000 yards. So he finally became that rusher that we needed. 2 touchdowns for the fullback. And then receiving, Puka Nacua had his Cooper Kupp season. 102 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. He was the only damn receiver. I'm not going to say only. I mean, Griffin was good with the catches and yards, but just 1 touchdown. And then Peter Cobb, respectable season as wide receiver 2. And then Cunningham, Tutu Atwell, we got him in that trade, the Seahawks. And, yeah, maybe he got more maybe we traded for him and then he took over for Jalen Griffin. That's probably what happened on the depth chart. I didn't even check it. Puka Nacua had the longest reception of 47 yards. The O-line was outstanding from the tackle positions. I mean, but we had different guys in there. You know, both of these guys were injured at one point. Steven Villa, that's bad from the guard, but as a whole, Cameron had that one game where he gave up 2, and he didn't give up any for the rest of the season. Juan did good first year starting. Dotson was our best offensive lineman. And then Ernest Jones was our leading tackler. Tracy Brown as a corner with over 100. It's kind of, I mean, but he had a good season. 2 picks, a half a sack, 1 TFL. And then TFL's 13 for Burgess. He's the new Aaron Donald. Judon came back, took away some stuff from Sean McClin, but they've always been splitting. Kobe Turner was just okay. Don't know who this guy is, but he got a couple of sacks. And then picks, 3 for Ernest Jones, 2 for Tracy Brown, then 1 for Duggar, 1 for Taylor. Forced fumbles, we had 1 for Ernest Jones, 1 for Taylor, 1 for Fuller, 1 for Gene Carlson. We had a block for Gene Carlson and Burgess. We had no safeties, and we had no defensive touchdowns. Kicking, he only missed 1. Give him kicker of the year anyway. Punting, peak. What a draft pick. Inside the 2011 times long 70 at 51.8. And then did we have a special teams touchdown? No, we did not. Yearly awards, MVP goes to Trevor Lawrence. I think he won it last season too. Coach of the year goes to Bill Duncan. I think he won it last year. NFC Offensive Player goes to Dak. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aiden Hutchinson. Aaron Donald at 7. And then Ernest Jones at 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to J.T. Hayden of the Commanders. And then we have the Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jarrett Steen of the 49ers. Best QB goes to Dak Prescott. Running back goes to Bijan Robinson. We never had a running back in the conversation. Brandon Ayuk. Puka Nacua at 8. Offensive line goes to Chris Lindstrom. Kevin Dotson at 5. D-line goes to Aiden Hutchinson. Aaron Donald at 4. Linebacker goes to Danielle Hunter. DB goes to Isaiah Rodgers now on the Eagles. And then kicker goes to Zane Gonzalez. We got Havrasik finishing at number 3. So we miss out on the playoffs. Let's see if I bet the Seahawks made it, right? We'll view the playoff bracket. They made it. They're the 6th seed though. Vikings ended up with number 1 seed. I mean, we couldn't trade them to the Jags, the Chiefs. You know, all those teams in the AFC, that's where I really wanted to trade them. Just the cap room didn't work. We were fired. So we'll go to the Pro Bowl week. See if any Rams made it. And we'll view the Super Bowl to see if Aaron Donald will be playing in it. Be the Vikings. We're rooting for the Bengals. The Vikings screwed me over. But, I mean, the Seahawks went all the way to the 2nd round. They got that playoff win, you know, against the Panthers. So he made the playoffs. Rather him retire making the playoffs than retire us finishing like 5 and whatever, 6 and whatever. But we'll look at the Pro Bowl. And from the NFC side, I believe Callaway is our fullback, right? I think so. Puka Nacua makes it as wide receiver 4. Not going to have any offensive linemen. Aaron Donald didn't make it. Not that he would have made it with us. I'm just saying, for him to not even make it. We had 1 Pro Bowler. It was Puka Nacua, the 1 player that did anything this season. But we'll advance to the Super Bowl week. It is the Bengals and the Vikings. But we'll go to the Rams roster. I mean, for Corbin Novak to be a normal dev, 70 overall, this guy's voice scared the hell out of me. Wasn't expecting him to start talking. But for us to draft him as a 70 overall, back into the 1st round, he just fell to us. We're going to take a quarterback if Stafford didn't retire. And for us to go to the Super Bowl, his 2nd season, and he slowly developed just now getting the star. I mean, taking us to that Super Bowl year 3. I know we didn't, you know, win a Super Bowl or win enough playoff games or win enough division titles. But to me, despite us not getting the Super Bowl ring, I think that Pro Bowl, that Super Bowl run in year 3 makes this video or makes this rebuild for the Rams kind of a success. I mean, I thought whole rebuild was just going to be terrible. I thought it was just going to be garbage. But we made it to the Super Bowl. So we haven't made it to the Super Bowl yet until that point. I mean, with the Ravens, we made it to the AFC Championship game. We have not made it to the Super Bowl until that year 3 with the Rams. So shout out to Nowak. Excuse me. Shout out to Nowak replacing Matthew Stafford, doing that. We never figured out the running back position. We gave so many opportunities to Vasher, to Kyron Williams. We brought in Dalvin Cook one year. We brought in Charbonnet. It just didn't work out. Our fullback did not make the Pro Bowl. That's his name, Isaiah Dunn. I mean, Puka Nacua just now. I mean, this offense, I guess, just thrives on the wide receiver one and then putting them in the slot. I know the first year we put Puka Nacua in the slot. Cooper Kupp still kind of took over. So, but he finally had his breakout season. Like I said, if we had the superstar dev trait that he just got in the title update, it would have went a little bit better for Puka Nacua, but I'm glad he finally had that great season. We got Tutu Atwell back at this last season with the Aaron Donald trade, but we really didn't develop him as our wide receiver 3 when he was here in the first couple of videos. Peter Cobb, number 1 overall pick, didn't live up to the hype. I mean, he's playing with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So, I mean, it is what it is. Tight end, Cunningham, I mean, Higbee, they were okay. Just tight ends really don't eat here in this offense. The offensive line, they just weren't consistent. They would play good, then they'd play bad, play good, play bad. But, I mean, we rebuilt the offensive line. It wasn't that bad of an offensive line. We found our Aaron Donald partner in crime, not the way we envisioned it. We thought we would draft like a generational X Factor Aaron Donald build, but we didn't. We drafted Devontae Burgess. He was a normal dev. He went all the way up to superstar dev. This guy just scared the hell out of me again. But we developed him into a superstar within 1 year. He got double upgraded, for his stats, for winning like defensive rookie of the year, and him and Aaron Donald was a great tandem. We know what Aaron Donald did. We traded him away. Kobe Turner, we developed nicely as a nice nose tackle. The left side, these guys played really well. I mean, whether it was McClin, Judon we had. I think we had Judon after that first season. I know Byron Young, we developed him. He didn't go off his rookie season like he normally does when the AI controls him. But finally got him up to star. The middle linebacker, Ernest Jones. Oh, he just got upgraded to superstar. Just now seeing that. Okay, Ernest Jones, he really became our middle linebacker. One for us. Kendra Warfare, we know his story. Drafted him as a star dev. Went up to superstar. They took it away from him, which was stupid. And then, our corners. We were able to just rotate these guys in and out. Kobe Durant, we kept him all the way through. Hodges Tomlinson was just a special teams guy. And the safety position, we had to rebuild it. Matthew Taylor came in. Before that, we had John Johnson. We had Russ Yeast. We had Quentin Lake, who had that breakout first season. Brought in Kyle Duggar. Jordan Fuller was still here as a team captain. And then Haversick, he had that year where he won Kicker of the Year, where he didn't miss a kick. He was really underrated. And then, we had our punter, whose name I can't think of right now. It was Ethan Evans. We moved on from him because we saw this guy in the draft, Jeff Peak, and still don't know if he was like a superstar dev punter because we didn't check the adjust lineup during Super Bowl week during his rookie year, but we know he was at least a star. We know he was an 85 overall out the gate. So we'll simulate this week, see who wins the Super Bowl. We're going for the Bengals. I'm rooting against my Vikings. Yes, they screwed me out of that Nick Chubb free agent signing. They drafted the quarterback that we probably should have taken, and who won the Super Bowl. I was just bragging that they didn't do anything but beat us in the regular season. And in the final season, these motherfuckers win the Super Bowl. That just caps it all off for us, man. Congratulations, Skull, my Vikings. But they did us dirty. But that'll wrap it up for the Los Angeles Rams realistic rebuild here in Madden 24. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Peace out. Dunk Squad.